so slightly better for the weekend, Nick.
All right, I like that, getting slightly better. All right, we're talking finances now, and as we know, the coronavirus has impacted everyone's finances differently, but there is one strategy that applies for everyone that you could actually benefit from. We're talking about better spending habits. CBS 4's money expert Andy Mattingly here now to show us just how to do that. And Andy, what's this first step now in building better spending habits?
Yeah, the first step is to look at all of your previous expenses, put them in two categories, needs or wants. And you do this because then you know exactly how much money you need to spend on wants. And in the needs category, you can figure out where you can start reducing some of those expenses.
All right. Now, should the spending on needs, though, be considered a fixed amount?
And not necessarily, because you should make sure that you're using good buying habits when you're looking at whatever you're buying in your needs category. For example, for your food, if you don't comparison shop and make sure you're getting your groceries at the best price, you can reduce some of your needs-based expenses, but it all goes back to having those good spending habits of comparison shopping and looking for deals.
All right, I think I know the answer to this, but is there one type of spending that can be more troublesome to control?
Definitely it's online spending, because whatever we look for or we put it in our cart, we get reminders about it every seems like 5 minutes from somewhere saying, hey, don't forget about this, you need to buy this, let's look at this. So that's really, really hard because it's so easy to make those online purchases.
Gotcha. And what's the most effective way, though, to stop that, to combat that overspending online?
Well, to take all of your credit cards out of all the shopping sites that you use online, because the simple act of having to put in your credit card each time will make you think about actually making that purchase, and then you'll get into some of those good habits of saying, you know what, I really don't need whatever this item is that's in your cart, because you have to take that extra time. It's not easy to just swipe or click and get it sent to you right away.
Yeah. You know, sometimes I'd like to think of spending habits a lot like dieting. Sometimes you don't know that it's working right away. So how can a person know, though, if their spending habits have actually changed?
Well, the best thing to do is look, if you're going to take some of these actions today, look 90 days out and see what your spending has been and compare it to the 90 days prior to starting, trying to be better at all of your purchasing and buying decisions. And right there, the truth is in the numbers. Numbers don't lie. If you're better at spending, you'll see it based on those needs and wants categories that we talked about earlier.
Yeah, 90 days. We're talking big term here, long-term picture here. Andy, thank you for joining us. As always, we appreciate all your wisdom every Wednesday. We'll see you again next week. Now,